dry. Do you know I'm looking?
So welcome back, everybody. Hello, this is Kristen. Welcome back to my channel. If you're interested in minimalism, simplifying, and healthy living, then stick around. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about some different things that I look for when I'm shopping for dresses, rompers, feminine items at like thrift stores, and how I find items that are going to bring me value and that are going to make me feel more confident. The first thing that I kind of look for in terms of dresses, because this is something that is important to me, is quality or good fabrics. So things like cotton, silk, wool, linen, fabrics that are going to be well-made fabrics. So those are kind of the fabrics that I'm looking for. Obviously, sometimes the fabrics are going to be mixed, but as best as I can, I try to find a good quality fabric. I want a fabric that's going to feel nice, that's not going to make me sweat a ton in the summer, in the heat. The second thing that I pay attention to is it easy to wash? If it is something that needs to be dry cleaned or specialty washed in some way, I am not going to purchase it. I've made this mistake before. I've bought in blazers, things of the sort, and it doesn't work out because I don't ever actually end up spending the extra time and money to take it to the laundromat or to take it to get specialty washed. But a lot of times look on the tag and just kind of see what is the requirement for washing this item. And a lot of times it will say like wash on cold cycle with light colors. So I would wash this with like black because it's a black color on cold in a gentle cycle and then let it hang dry. Probably I wouldn't throw it in the dryer. So that's very basic. I can throw it in with my work pants that are all black. I can throw it in with my work shirts that are black. It's a very easy and seamless process for me. The third thing that I look for is something that's going to be somewhat conservative. But if it's something that's going to like show a bunch of cleavage or have my entire backside open, or it's going to show my bra, for example, that's something that for me, I do care about, just kind of aligns with my values. So I'm not looking for anything that's going to be super short, or it's just annoying when you're like out in public and you have to worry about like flashing somebody when you're wearing a dress, or you're having to worry about like your boobs coming out of your dress, right? Like I don't want to have to worry about that. So I will wear like shorts, like nude shorts underneath my dresses, or I will wear a bra that works. If I know that I don't have a bra that's going to work with the dress, then oftentimes I just won't buy it because I'm not going to wear it if it doesn't work and if it doesn't look good. So yes, I'm a fan of 100%. If it's a V-neck in the front or the back, that's fine. I love that. I love that added detail, but I'm not going to wear anything that's going to be super revealing or that I'm going to feel uncomfortable wearing in front of other people. Just not my vibe. So you can kind of do what you will, what you want with that, but that's just something that I personally care about. So that's something that I look for. The fourth thing is obviously that it fits well on my body in all spots. So that's something that's very, very important to me. It's a huge thing that's improved my confidence, is finding dresses that actually fit and that tailor well for me. So for example, this dress has the little added detailing of this little tie here. So when I initially tried it on, it was a little bit too big in the chest area, but because I was able to scrunch it here, it has a scrunch with a tie, I was able to tighten it. And if I tighten it all the way, it actually fits really, really well. And I also love the added detailing of the little tie here and the little scrunch. And it also gives kind of that V, which I also love without being too revealing. So that made this outfit fit really well. It's comfortable and it fits me really well. And that's what I'm looking for in a dress that I'm finding while thrifting. I want something that's comfortable because, as you guys know, if you've watched my other videos on like my styling words, I need something that's going to be comfortable. If it's not comfortable, I'm not going to wear it. If it's itchy, I'm not going to wear it. If it's too big, I'm not going to wear it. If it's too tight, I'm not going to wear it. Because again, it's not comfortable. It's not going to be comfortable when I'm wearing it out and about, whether that's to work or out with friends or out on a date. Like if it's not comfortable, I'm going to be constantly like picking at my clothes and like trying to like rearrange things or making sure that everything's covered. Like that's not a fun time, right? Like I want to be focused and present with the people that I'm with, and the best way that I can do that is by dressing comfortably. The next thing is making sure that it doesn't have any stains or rips. Now, a lot of times this isn't a huge big deal, but when you're thrifting, I would say you do need to spend a little bit of time just looking over and perusing the clothes to make sure there's no rips and no stains. I've occasionally found items at thrift stores where a lot of times they won't accept those types of pieces, but sometimes I'll find pieces that they maybe forgot or just didn't look over and there is like a rip or a stain in it. A lot of times it may be something that you can fix yourself, and if that's true, then I'll like ask them, hey, it has a rip or a stain, can I just take it and fix it myself or whatever. And a lot of times they'll just give it to me for free. And if it's something minor that I know it's a stain I can get out or a small rip under the armpit that I can fix and it's free and I really, really like it, I will take it. Otherwise, again, I have to kind of then decide, well, it's maybe not worth it. If it has a stain that's not going to come out or a rip that's unrepairable, then I'm just not going to do it. If you don't know how to sew or mend of any kind, then it's probably not the way to go for you. The next thing that I look for is a good length. I've talked about this a little bit in previous videos. I like dresses that are not going to be super, super short, but also that are going to hit either a little bit above the knee or right about at the knee. I'm not a huge fan of longer dresses. So I am 5'3" for reference. And the problem is that whenever I purchase a longer dress, it never fits me correctly. The length hits me weird. So it's either like way, way too long, in which case I would have to get it tailored. And I'm just not willing to like spend the time and money and energy to like take it to a tailor. Or I also just find that I'm not as confident and don't feel as great in like long style dresses because I have such short legs being 5'3". I feel like longer style dresses just make my legs look shorter. That's just a personal preference. For you, this may be totally different, but for me, I really want to pay attention to the length and what's going to look best for me because that's going to build confidence and it also means I'm more likely to wear the item. The other thing is I'm going to look for something that accentuates my waistline. This is not true for all of my dresses. Some of my dresses actually are a little bit more like flowy, where maybe they're a little bit more straight. There's no like accentuating where my waistline is, or they're just more baggy at the bottom from like the waist down. The thing that I look for here is how do I feel and how does it look on my entire body? So maybe it's a little bit tighter up above my chest area and around my shoulders or my neck, but then it is looser on the bottom. So then it's still accentuating the upper half of my body, but it's more loose and flowy on the bottom. Or maybe it's vice versa, where it's looser, like sleeves up here, and then it's tighter on the bottom. That's gonna add texture and dimension, and I actually think that that's gonna make the dress appear more interesting and look cuter. The next thing that I look for in a dress is something that is a good color. So it's going to look good on my skin tone. It's going to look good with my eyes. It's going to look good with my hair. So for me, I'm a very cool toned. I have like red undertones as well. So things like bright orange, things like bright yellow, blush light pink are not good colors for me. They wash me out. They don't look good on me. This is not to say that these are colors that aren't going to work for you, but I think it is important that we pay attention to our skin tone, our hair color, our eye color, and how can we maybe pick colors that are going to accentuate that. So for example, I have hazel eyes. So blues and greens are great colors that are going to bring out the color in my eyes. The other reason why like yellow is not the best color for me is because I have very pale skin and very light hair. And if you're wanting to build that contrast, you want a color that's going to stand out against your skin tone. So you're going to want to pick something that either matches your eye color or that's going to sort of be the opposite of your hair color or your skin color. And for me, the colors that really stand out are like maroon, burgundy, purples, blues, greens, black. Finding something that has some sort of pattern or texture dimension to it. So like this little tie here brings dimension and adds something to the wardrobe, and the little flower detailing also add something to the dress versus it just being a plain black dress, right? So look for those. The other thing is that I look for something that's light and airy. So it does get pretty hot and humid here in Minnesota in the summer, a lot of the times during the day. So I'm gonna want something that is going to be a lighter fabric and material. So something like linen, something like cotton, something like silk that's going to keep me from sweating a bunch. The next thing is looking for something that's feminine. So dresses are generally more feminine, but you can find something that's a little bit more on the masculine side. My personal preference is I want something that's going to be more feminine. So something that is going to maybe have some prints on it, something that's going to have maybe some pink, some blue, some added color, something that's going to accentuate my waistline is also going to make it look more feminine. Something that has some sort of interesting neckline, like a V, a square cut, a sweetheart neckline, with lace, something with pearls, right? All of these added details are going to make it appear and look more feminine. What I look for is floral prints. I just love floral prints. I love the just like beauty behind flowers and the smell of flowers and wearing flowers on my thing. I think it's so beautiful. It reminds me of flowers. It reminds me of summer. It makes me feel more like a classy lady. If that's not your thing, Okay, buy something that doesn't have a bunch of texture prints, or maybe you like polka dots, maybe you like stripes, maybe you like flannel. Find whatever works for you. If you don't like florals, then don't do florals, right? The next thing that I'm going to look for is something that is also somewhat of a looser fit. So this dress is definitely looser on the bottom half, a little bit more tighter on the top half because I like that dimension, and I think it makes the dress appear more interesting, and I just think it adds dimension to my waistline. But I don't love the like super skin tight dresses that are, again, uncomfortable, right? So it comes back to that piece. A lot of these overlap with each other. So if I'm looking for something, I want something that is going to be comfy. And in my opinion, the like super tight skin sucking dresses that like show every curve, in my opinion, are just not very comfortable. If that is your preference, awesome. But this is something that I found for me personally. I don't love the super skin tight dresses that are going to be tight, cling to my entire body. Something that makes me feel confident and ready to take on the world. So if I've been following the last 14 things on my list, I can pretty much be assured that I'm going to feel more confident. Now, I'm going to have off days. We all have off days. Maybe we're stuck in the rut of comparison, or we're just not feeling our best. Maybe we're having a bad hair day. Whatever it is, that's okay. The important thing is find things that are going to make you feel more confident when you put them on. And the reality is, if you're paying more attention to what you look good in, whether it's what you feel good in, based on your body type, colors that you love, textures that you love, styles that you love, you're going to feel more confident in that item because you're not just creating a copy of what someone else likes. You're actually digging deeper and finding what you actually love and enjoy and value in your clothing. It is a beautiful day to simplify. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.